Let's make a payment transaction using multi-signing. So in our previous lesson, we replaced account 1 with this brand new XRPL account. So we need to make transaction with this secret key now as account 1. So let me copy this and replace the secret key here. So account 1, account 2 and account 3 are the current accounts in the signer list for this master account. You can run this account objects command and retrieve the current signer list for this master account. So we need a sequence number of the master account to make the transaction. So let's fetch that using account_info method. And then let me uncomment these snippet of code. We don't need this payload. Let me delete it and write a payload for payments. We have a separate video that is dedicated video on payments transaction. Please watch it if you have not watched it already. Now I'll quickly write the payload of transaction type payment. The account from which this transaction must take place is the master account. I'll paste a destination R address, the amount 1 million drops, which means 1 XRP, and the sequence. We need to fetch that from the master account, and important field, which is fees. Now this is decided by n+1 into the network fees, where n is the number of signatures we are providing. In this case, we are clearly providing 3 signatures, but I know that the signer quorum is just 2, and each individual signers have the signer weight of 1, in which case I could have just provided 2 signatures, but then the requirement is the signer quorum must be met. It can be equal to the signer quorum or greater than the signer quorum, okay? And we have an optional field here, which is signing pub key. I said it in the previous video that it's optional. Let me prove that to you now. I'll just remove it and submit this payload and it should still work, okay? Let's check that. Okay, we are signing it with these 3 keys. And it's multi-signing, of course. So since we have 3 signatures, n is 3. That's it. Everything is fine. Let me execute this. As you can see, the transaction was successful. Let's scroll down and check the payload information. This one. And as you can see, the signing pub key got added by the library which I'm using. Okay, so that's what I was talking about. Now let me remove one of the keys here. Now value of n is 2 because we are only providing 2 signatures. Now what if account 2 has a regular key set and its master key disabled? In that case, we need to sign the transaction using the regular key and use the sign as method and pass in the R address of its master key. That's it. Wherever there is regular key, we need to follow this pattern, which fixes the issue. Okay, now let's execute this file. The transaction was successful. We had only 2 signers with a fee of 30 drops, and signing pub key got added automatically. Now this is all good if you have the keys to all the accounts. In this case, account 1, account 2 and account 3, you have the secret keys. What if you only have 1 key? Suppose you have keys for account 1. In that case, you will have to sign it with account 1 and use sign as method here and then pass it the R address of account 1. But if account 1 has regular key, then sign it, that is use regular key dot sign as and in the parenthesis pass the R address of the master account. In this case, we do not have any regular key. That's why we are just passing the R address of the account 1 itself. Okay, that's it. Now you should not submit it to the network because it's just a signature of 1 account, right? So let me output it to the console window. That's it. And since you're just signing with one account, don't think that we don't need a special fee here. That would fail this transaction. Okay, you should specify the n value with the number of signatures you intend to provide. Okay, don't just have the regular network fees. That would fail the transaction. Okay, keep that always in your mind. So everything is fine. I'll execute this file. And then copy this signed transaction and paste it somewhere. Have it handy. And then ask the other person to do the same thing. That is account 2. Maybe this is somebody else. So he or she signs it like this. Again, remember, if the account has a regular key, use the regular key dot sign as and then pass the master account's R address. So in this case, we do not have any regular key. So we just sign it with a master account itself, that is account 2. So let me copy this signed transaction as well. That's it. Now everything is ready. And make sure you do not make any transaction from your main account before this multi-sign transaction is complete. Okay. Now we do not need any of this code. Let me comment this. Even this. Okay. Now I'll show you how to submit this code. In signature, we don't need payload. It only takes an array. We are providing 2 signatures here because the signer quorum is 2 and signer weight of each account is 1. So 1 plus 1 is 2. So that's why we are providing 2 signatures here. You can provide signatures and it has to be more than or equal to 2. Here the position doesn't matter. You can paste them in any order. Okay, that's it. Sign this and submit the signed transaction to the network with submit command. Let's try that. Let's see if it works. Okay, as you can see, it works. And signers are 2. It added signing pub key. The fee is 30 drops. So this is how you collect the signature from multiple sources and then submit it to the network. In the next video, let's see how we can remove the signer list from the master account.